This is Cricut's Infusible ink, and I'm coming on to show you how you do not need a sublimation printer to get the same results. I'm going to show you how to do these products by using the Cricut Infusible ink sheets. Okay, here's the supplies that we are going to be using today. We do need a heat press. You are going to need infusible ink blanks, compatible blanks you can get from Cricut or even on Amazon. Make sure that they can take sublimation. Yeah, so once you got all that, you're going to need a mat, and of course you're going to need the Cricut Infusible ink sheets. You're going to need some heat press tape, and you're going to need a Cricut mat that I don't have here. So let's start with getting our images off of Cricut Design Space. Okay, in Cricut Design Space I have these images. I just typed in coasters, and now I'm going to change them all to the same color because I want them print on the same mat. So just changing them to the same colors. Now over here we do have to mirror our images because some of them have words on them. And now I am just straightening them up on the mat because I want to cut with two different infusible sheets. So I'm laying up the images that I want on one sheet and then the other one. Then I'm going to send it to choose my material, which I'm going to type in infusible ink sheets. And here it is. So I'm going to select this one. And then I'm going to select more because I always like to do. And I'm going to send it to my Cricut to be printed. Okay, so this is the first infusible ink sheet that I'm using. So I'm just going to cut it down to the size using my Cricut cutter. So I'm cutting down both our sheets that we need. And now for the infusible ink, you lay it face up onto your cutting mat. And I'm just going to use my brayer and make sure it's flat. And now I looked inside Design Space and exactly where they placed the two sheets. That's exactly where I'm placing them on the Cricut mat. Just follow the numbers at the side and place them in the exact spot. And now we're going to send our two sheets to be cut. Now our sheets are done, so I'm folding the mat and then peeling the mat away from our sheets. That way we don't get a lot of, messing up our sheet. It stays as flat as possible. And now I'm going to use the cutter again and just cut off the extra pieces so I can lay them aside to use. And dividing up our 4 pieces. Now with this, it's kind of like a cardstock, so you can just crack it and make it easier to peel. You could just use your hands and peel it. Okay, so I'm going to heat our easy press to 400, and we have to press it for 240 seconds. So while that is heating up, we have our mat here. Okay, you're supposed to put cardstock down, which I don't have any. So I'm just going to use the butcher paper and place it to protect our mat. So now we're just going to lint roll our coaster to get off any debris off of it. And now we're just going to place our image onto our coaster. And I'm going to use some heat resistant tape to help hold it in place. And now that our coaster is ready, I'm going to place another piece of butcher paper over it. And then we are going to just lay our heat press on top. Oops, I have to fix the cord. And then just press start and let it go. You don't have to press or anything. Okay, it's all done. So we're just going to lift it up and take off the butcher paper. And there it is. It's really hot, so we're just going to let it cool down before we touch it. And while that one is cooling down, I have 4 more coasters to do. So I'm just going to get around to getting them done. OMG, do you guys see what I did? I forgot to put the butcher paper on the bottom of the mat and also on top of the coaster. So I'm just going to put it on the coaster quickly. And now it's all done. And because I forgot to put it on the bottom, do you guys see it burnt my mat a bit? Don't do this. Please remember to put butcher paper on the bottom. Now all our coasters are cool, so I'm just going to peel back and show you. OMG, doesn't that look good? Be kind. Look at that. You don't need a sublimation printer or sublimation sheets. You could just use the Cricut Infusible sheet, and look how lovely that is. And look at the gloss on the coaster. Oh, it looks so nice. And here's our next one. This one looks lovely too. Look at that, isn't that nice? And now our next one, Be Happy. Oh, I love how they all turned out. Look at them. All right, so now we are going to do it's like a little tote bag, like a tote sack. So I'm just gonna add some heat to get out the moisture and lint roll it to get off the fuzz. And now for this, we're gonna press it at 385 for 40 seconds. And here's our image that we cut out of the infusible sheets. It's a green design, but it looks kind of bluish. Oh, you guys, I forgot to put the butcher paper inside of the bag, so I'm just gonna add it in now. Good thing I remember this time before I started to press. Okay, and then we're gonna put another piece of butcher paper on top. And then we're just gonna take our easy press and place it right over our image. And press start. Don't have to apply no pressure or anything. Okay, it's all done. So we lift up our easy press and then we're gonna let it sit to cool down for a bit. Okay, so now it's cool. So we're just gonna peel back the transfer sheet. Look at that, OMG. And it feels good, it's in the material. Just like regular sublimation, but we're using the infusible ink sheets. We don't need the sublimation printer or anything. Same results. Alright everyone, here are the projects that we did today using our Cricut Infusible sheets. They have lots of designs on their site, which I will leave a link down below in the description box, so you guys can go over to Cricut and see what they have. And I think you can also get some sheets on Amazon too. But you know, you do not need a sublimation printer or sublimation sheets. You can use the Cricut Infusible ink sheets. Alright everyone, I hope I have inspired you with some more DIYs for you to try. And thanks a lot for coming on and seeing what I had to share with you today. Alright everyone, I will see you when I turn this camera back on. Bye!